This is it, the new Proton Saga with an estimated pricing between 40 to 50,000 ringgit. This is perhaps Proton's most important model launch for 2025, and it is their final model launch for the year. And this Saga, with a new engine, new transmission, and completely reworked interior, how does it stack up against its only competitor, the Pro Duo Beza? Let's find out. My name's Adrian, I'm all about the details, and you're watching cDrive.
Me and my friends together. Whenever it's 2 or 3 of us, it's better.
First things first, on the exterior front, the Saga uses the platform carried over from the previous generation Saga, so the wheelbase remains unchanged. However, Proton has tried their best to completely revamp whatever they can to the exterior front. So you'll notice there's a new hood, new fenders, new headlamp, grille, and bumper design. There are a lot of heated debate to the front fascia design of the new Saga. Personally, I think it looks less offensive in person in the metal. But what I really applaud Proton is to have this LED projector headlamps that's standard across the entire range. Over to the side, you can see that the silhouette remains largely the same, carried over from the previous Saga. That's because the doors, the fuel cap covers, and even the side mirrors are carried over from before. Now, in my previous video, some viewers have mentioned that the side mirror cover caps are actually different in design. It protrudes a little bit more, it's a little bit chunkier compared to before. However, what I mean by this is that this entire housing is carried over from before. This is perhaps the best angle of the new Saga, thanks to the very intricate LED light bar design for the tail lamps that just stands out. However, I feel that because of the rounded design, it looks the best from this angle. Yes. Don't you agree? Comment below. Stepping inside, you get an entirely new cabin architecture that truly elevates the premium feel or high-tech feel in the cabin of this generation of Saga. You can see that the main highlight is the two-center screen with a widescreen layout that's similar to what you see on modern Mercedes-Benz. Many people have complained about the thick, chunky bezels, but I myself personally think that for a price of 50,000 ringgit, this is not the main complaint, as I would put it. The main highlight to this center screen is wireless Apple CarPlay connection with Android Auto from the get-go. Okay, it's a bit of delay, but once you're in, yeah, perfectly smooth. Works very well. And within this center screen here, you're able to alter all the main controls and functions of the car. So for example, your ADAS, you're able to select through the different settings and menus. Yeah, it's all done within here. Now, let's see. Yeah, again, in this generation of the Saga, the head unit still comes with a plethora adjustments for the equalizer settings, just like on the previous Saga. The right side of the steering wheel buttons is where you control your multimedia settings, the volume, next songs and whatnot. And once you push this button, you're able to access the sub-menu and to switch between the different driving information. And something that's really cool is that under language settings, there is Bahasa Malaysia. So it transforms the entire instrument cluster as well as the center screen right here to be all in Malay. And on the left side of the instrument cluster, you push the trip button over here on the right stalk to switch between the different driving information for your trip computer settings. There are quite a few parts that are carried over from before. For example, this dome light, the center stack here for your handbrake, as well as the cup holder and 2 USB charging ports, the key fob, and the entire seat architecture. What used to be on the window control panels here for the side mirror controls are now positioned underneath the dashboard, and on the left side, this is where you adjust your headlamp leveling adjustment. Storage spaces remains the same as before. You still get 2 cup holders right here, but previously it was laid out left and right. Now it's top and bottom. And there's also a hook right here that supports up to 3 kilograms of load. But I feel that the biggest improvement they've made to the car would be the adjustable headrest over to the rear here, which greatly elevates the passenger comfort on long distance journeys. Proton has also spent a lot of efforts in greatly improving the safety aspects of the new Saga. So the top grade premium spec comes with a range of basic ADAS as well as 6 airbags. Yes, you heard me right, 6 airbags first for the Proton Saga and in an A segment sedan. And the basic ADAS uses a singular front camera at the top, encompasses forward collision warning, autonomous emergency braking, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. Getting comfortable in the new Saga, and it feels very much like my old car. Miss it sometimes. And headline figures for the new Saga. First things first is the new engine, making 120 horsepower, 150 Newton meters of torque, 1.5 liters in capacity. It's paired to 2 transmissions, either a 480 for the standard and executive variants, or in this one, the CVT, the premium which I am driving right now. And yes, it is sourced from Punch, and first things first is people want to wonder is whether is there a delay. So off, it rolls off very nicely, and then I'm on throttle. Quite responsive. Okay. But what if you're setting off just like that? You still get that CVT roar, but if you're driving it sedately, like I am right now, cruising at 1,700, 1,800 RPM at 75 kilometers per hour, the engine is adequately refined. It's quiet enough, it's well muted, and once you pick up speed, there is a delay between the engine response and your throttle input. So once I'm up to 110, and we're off going into the banking. The handling prowess of the Saga is, undisputedly good. It's undisputed, the best one in the A segment and for the price that you can buy. Let's dial down to a cruise at 110 kilometers per hour. And it's registering 2,700 RPM. 2,700 RPM, which is a little bit on the higher side, but given that this is a 1.5, I would say that it's acceptable. In fact, the RPM, it's lower compared to the previous Saga, the previous 1.3. 480 hovering at 110 kilometers per hour, it's 3,000 RPM, so 2,007. It is an improvement, so yeah, I have to give it that to Proton. But otherwise, generally, if you're just cruising normal speeds like this, the transmission is not the sluggish type compared to the last Saga that came with a CVT. That one was very sluggish, noisy, and just not very responsive. But this one, they have tweaked the TCU, even mid-corner, pushing it, the power, very, very nice. Now, I'm going into one notch up, S mode, which holds the RPM a bit longer. Yeah. But again, it's only above 4,000 RPM where you really hear the engine and transmission roar and whine. Otherwise, I'm getting more road noise and wind noise compared to the engine. So this, I will say that a CVT is not a step back. Having the Punch CVT back is not a step back. Instead, I would say that this is a quite a spectacular improvement compared to the previous one. First impressions, not too bad. Something that I've forgotten to mention while I'm out on track is that it now switches to an electric power steering, which greatly benefits at low speed maneuvers like this. So let's say I want to park into that parking spot. Yeah, the steering, it's a lot lighter, it's a lot more effortless, and definitely smoother to operate compared to my old car. And just now around the bankings and all, did not at any point where I felt that the steering was overly light or not responsive. So yeah, great job, Proton. So the steering is lighter, transmission not as noisy as I expected. Overall cabin feel and quality, it's great. Engine performance is superb, although 120 horsepower does not feel like 120 horsepower like what you get in a Honda City, for example, that you get a lot more punch even at higher speeds and RPM, that kind of build speeds. But this one, once you hit 120, yeah, it starts to taper down it a little bit in terms of performance. But otherwise, yes, for the price that they're asking, between 40 to 50,000 ringgit, color me impressed. Even though that the car is more expensive than before, however, given that the features, the improvements, the bigger engine, transmission, the calibration, this whole interior, I would say, yeah, great job, Proton. So the next time you're out comparing A-segment sedans in the 50,000 ringgit price point, make sure you remember all the intricate details of the all-new Proton Saga from my video and see how those cars stacks up against Proton's latest iconic sedan. My name is Adrian, thanks for watching cDrive, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more detailed videos like this. Bye bye. Yes. Last rev. Oh, it has a soft limiter. 2,700 RPM. Oh.